top three artists of all time.
Oh, easy. Yeah, I mean, my name is Kali, and
Mm,
whenever I introduce myself to people, kind of like, how it just happened now, it's always like, oh,
right.
call me like cauliflower.
Wow.
And so the meaning behind that is one, because I know that it's a lot easier for people to remember. And I am from Hawaii, so I was like, why not, flower? We'll just add it
Heard
to
that.
the name.
Heard
And
that. I think is a actually a perfect artistic name. Actually, it kind of flows nice. But again, I appreciate you joining us today. Could you quickly just introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your background and how you got started in music? You said you're from Hawaii.
yeah, so I'm from Hawaii. I was born and raised there. I I kind of got into music just because I felt like really naturally called to it. I mean, I had a young mom, and she always listened to, Destiny's Child, Beyonce, Ashanti, like a lot of R&B around that time, and I
Heard
just
that.
picked up a liking to it. And my family always like really encouraged me with my music. I always really loved doing talent shows at my school, so I just felt like naturally inclined to be a performer. And
Okay.
so, growing up, I eventually moved to Texas, and that's where I'm at now in Dallas. And that's where I feel like I was meant to be, because there's just so much more opportunities when it comes to the music industry there. And
Right.
so then I started, just having these dreams. A lot of people, in I feel like middle school or elementary, they like have dreams of getting married and starting a family one day, having a house. And for me, it was always like, I want to like tour the world. I want to be like, at the time, Hannah Montana. Like, I just want to be this
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I
superstar
completely
and focus
understand.
on my music. And so for me too, I just grew up in an environment where expressing yourself wasn't always encouraged. And so I always really found a liking to through writing, and like writing lyrics and expressing myself that way. So I would say everything just kind of felt really naturally when it came to, me getting into music and starting down that path.
Heard that. You know what's pretty interesting is that I'm from Venezuela, and I actually moved to Texas as well. And one thing that I'll tell you about Houston, I moved to Houston though, um, is that it influenced so much in how I looked at music and the way that my career went. Houston introduced me to like hip hop, like real. I was actually around like hip hop, right? Like in Venezuela, I was just listening to it. Then I go to Texas, I go to Houston, and now I'm experiencing it. I'm right there in the heart of it. So pretty interesting that you actually landed in Texas as well. So from Hawaii to Texas, then.
Yep, from Hawaii to Texas.
Heard that. And how old were you when you moved to Texas?
I was 8.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Perfect. So you've been in Texas for quite some time, and in Dallas, you said.
Yeah, in Dallas. I've been in
Okay.
DFW my
Yeah,
whole
yeah, yeah.
life.
I worked in Dallas for a while. I lived out there in Dallas.
Did you like
Um, yeah, no, I love Texas. Texas is great. It's a great place to work. People are friendly. I love Texas. Absolutely love Texas. Yeah, I go back to Texas all the time. So let's see your early beginnings. You say you always felt inclined into music. Usually, I feel like musicians are like people that end up doing music somehow. Like in the beginning of their career, they had a play piano, and back there they were making hits at 4 years old. What were
it?
your beginnings like? What was your first song looking like, or how did that go? Songwriting, beat production, like how did that happen? You becoming an artist initially, and that happens from the beginning, from your first like little freestyle, right?
Yeah, I mean, when it came to lyrics, I was always writing lyrics. I just had like a book that I'd always just like write in whenever I felt the need to express myself, almost like a diary. But when it
Okay.
got into like actually making music, I think that was more so around like my college years.
Mm-hmm.
I went in to this little local music store, and I bought like a starter pack. I had no idea what I was doing with it. Like I bought an interface, a
Gotcha.
microphone, all that. I had
Dope.
Studio One on my computer, and
Mm-hmm.
I think I was just playing around a little bit with it back then. I finally met some people in college who also did music. And
Mm-hmm.
so with that's when we started to really like make SoundCloud music, put everything on SoundCloud. And then
Love it.
from there, I want to say these past 2, 3 years is when I was actually deciding to take it seriously. So finding like legit beat makers and working with them and finding a studio and getting an engineer and like, just building the team from there. So I would say professionally, I've only been doing this for like 2-3 years, but like having fun with it's been like something I've always been doing.
Heard that. Absolutely. Let's talk about your production. Who can you shout out like some of the producers, or do you do your own? You say you've been writing records, right? You've been writing songs, so you write your own music. And do you make beats? Do you have a beat maker, or who do you like to work with? And like, what do you look for in a producer?
Yeah, so I'm not on the level to make beats yet. That is something I eventually want to get into, but I'm taking it one step at a time, really focusing on perfecting like my vocals and songwriting right now.
Yeah.
But when it comes to beats, I am currently working with my good friend Pretty Dim from Fort Worth. He's an amazing, amazing, and I'm not just saying this because I work with him and he's my friend, like very talented producer. But outside of that, obviously, I think kind of where every artist starts is beat stars. So I would go online, YouTube,
Gotcha.
look up like Janae Aiko type beat, and like try to
100%. Yeah,
try to find someone who makes that, and then obviously buy the stems and do it from there. But I am getting more so where I want the beat to be more customized to like my vocals and my style for sure.
100%. No, yeah. My favorite part about music is the production side of it. And so I like to see artists evolve when it comes to the back end. Like I personally have a Alexsoy music school. I just started it recently, but I've always been into giving out my gems, like anything that I have, which by the way, I am gonna be giving you the Alexsoy vocal recording template. So which this is a gift from me to you. I appreciate you for stopping by at the Alexsoy Music Podcast. It's a template that literally helps recording artists like yourself ease their way through a recording session. I'm talking about is record, drag, drop, and you sound extremely professional off the bat. So
Cool.
do you have a MacBook? Do you have a PC? What do you have?
Yeah, MacBook.
Okay, perfect. It works with Logic Pro. It works with GarageBand, and it's fire. Trust me. And if you want to learn how to use it, I actually have, like I said, a whole community behind learning this vocal template, and therefore you can actually start recording songs at your own pace at home. You know, just whenever you feel that creativity, that spark. Alexsoy vocal template, record. Then you take that to your engineer. Trust me, they'll work magic with that. But yeah, I'm gonna be giving
a good demo.
yeah, I'll be giving that away to you at the end of this interview. Or like I said, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see. So let's put you on the spot. Top 3 artists of all time.
Oh, easy. Janae Aiko's number 1. Just like her lyricism, her melodies, her vocals.
Oh, she's angelic. Like seriously.
Yes. If it wasn't for her Trip album, I think that released in 2020, a while ago, wouldn't be where I'm at today. So Janae Aiko is definitely my top. Ariana Grande definitely has to be after that, just because I look up to her, the way she can make a song so cool, you know, adding layers and ad-libs and harmonies.
Right. Let me guess that third one. Just to make it a circle, is it Big Sean? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Oh.
I'm just kidding.
That's a good one. No. But shout out Big Sean.
Big Sean.
I would say my third one probably has to be probably like that's hard. I have like so many, but I would just say for this purpose I'm gonna say Kehlani, just because I really took like her melodic rap flow.
No, facts.
And like ran with that.
She's so hard. I remember when she was like first blowing up. I don't know when she was first blowing up, because I met her when she already had a fan base, but man, like she's impressive. I went and saw her like when she was in Houston. She's fire. She can perform her ass off. It's fire. Okay, so those are your top 3. Cool. I hope that one day you will make a song with them. They'll reach out to you and watch. You'll have a feature from all of them.
It's gonna happen. I want to be signed to Janae's label. It's gonna happen.
There you go. This your give them a shout out. Let them know you're out here grinding out. Sometimes, like for example, like one of my first big shows, I just manifested it. Right now, I'm manifesting my next big show. I'm like, we're already rehearsing for it. We're not even booked for it, but we're like, yeah, we're already there.
Yep.
Sometimes you gotta just manifest.
Let me know when the next show is. I'll come out. You're in
Absolutely.
Houston.
No, no, no. Now I'm in Arizona. I'm in Arizona now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I go back and forth to Houston. We did have a huge show in Houston just like a few months ago. It was awesome. My producer, drummer John Fano, actually convinced him to move out here to Phoenix, and now
Oh,
he's like taking over the city. The other day, like I don't know, he's doing real well because he does like very good personal marketing. He's just like a guy's person. So, but if next show, trust me, you're with your vocals, you're in the line. You're in the set for sure.
yeah.
You're in this shit. You're in this set. No worries about that. So perfect. Let's see. Now let's talk music industry, which is one of my favorite topics. Now let's talk about statistics and let's see what. So for example, like, right now, are you independent? Do you have a team? Do you have anybody behind you? How you moving right now when it comes to your entity as cauliflower?
So I am independent right now, but I say like my friends are my team right now. I do eventually want to get to a point where I build a solid team, and I think I'm in the works of it with the people that I'm meeting as I continue to just level up.
Right.
Right now, I do definitely have someone. I think I kind of do it more so like project based, as far as like albums. Like I don't know if you know, but I actually got my degree in public relations and marketing. So everything when it
That's
comes down
lovely.
to media placements, press, anything to help really advertise my music, I do that by myself just because I've done it so many times for other campaigns. So marketing wise, it's just me for now. I do get some help from my friend Shabby, who I co-owned a business with for a little bit. We did marketing together for artists. So I do that. Producer wise, I am working with Just Pretty right now. I do have an A&R guy who just recently took interest in me, and he's actually worked with some big names. So I'm really
Lovely.
excited about that. I have a choreographer. So it's just like little things here and there that I need. I'll find like
Absolutely.
people to collaborate with, especially when they're local creatives, because I feel like if we all come together, then we can all grow and rise together. Because at the end of the day, someone's gonna make it, And then if you guys just stick together, then it just makes everything that much better and more
100%.
worthwhile.
Yeah. No, teamwork is it's needed when it comes to just any industry, but music without a team is it's tough.
Hard.
Got to play a lot of parts. That's awesome that you got a degree in marketing though. Marketing is one of my favorite things to do, or just like the subject itself of analytics and human psychology to make good ads and make it work. It fascinates me. So that's great. That's gonna probably really help out your career, right? Some artists, like, what I see a lot of happening right now. I just saw it about 4 weeks ago. Somebody here in my town that we were recording, like he just had like a viral moment. It was somewhat on the negative lash, like a backlash for whatever, but he was going viral. But because there was no monetization skills or marketing skills, they couldn't level it up. And it ended up not working for them because they don't have marketing skills, they don't have monetization skills, they don't know how to monetize their career, and therefore whenever the moment happens, is a flop. you know
Yeah.
I always I just dropped a video of this on YouTube on why artists should literally LLC their name, you know, Cauliflower LLC, because you can treat yourself as a business. And when you treat yourself as a business, now you're moving now you're moving way different. Now as
Mhm.
an entity, like now, no, you really are a persona out here with a EIN number that can report taxes at the end of the year. And that literally puts you, like, if there's artists in Dallas right now that are right here without our LLC or without treating themselves like a business, and then you go and you get an LLC and put all your friends on payroll, whether it's just $100 a month, like whatever, whatever they can potentially earn. Like literally, like it's so beneficial for artists to treat themselves like that. And I just dropped a video about it. If anybody wants to check it out, is how to treat yourself as a business and how to structure yourself so that you treat yourself, literally your career name, as a business, and help that create a payroll around the people around you. But that's good stuff. Marketing. How was going to school for marketing? What's the biggest thing that you think you learned from them?
I mean, man, there's so many different things. I think the most helpful thing I will say though is how to do a PR campaign, like to get free press. Because I think a lot of artists, we put money into advertising, whether that's on social media or paying someone to post our new song. But when it comes to PR and knowing how to share the news and like the why behind what you're doing and why it's important for the community to share it and know it, I think that's so valuable. And I think that's what really has helped me, at least as an artist, come off like a business and be more serious. Because when you look at my page or when you look at my media kit, you can see that I'm taking this stuff seriously. I need to get an LLC though. I don't have that yet. That is on my list because you have a good point with that. But yeah, I think that PR campaigns are very valuable. I think they're kind of overlooked right now. And the thing is too, is if you don't know PR or know someone who does it, then you'll never even like know.
Yeah, no, you'll never be even be in that type of world. It's a world that you can get involved in, and I mean, it's really music and industry and everything is moved by marketing campaigns. You know, marketing campaigns is kind of what moves brands and everything. So that's super good to have. I wanted to go to school like after I got into, I went to school for like mechanical stuff, like hard grind, aviation, engineering, all that stuff. And then in the middle of it, I found myself being better at speaking in sales. And
Mm.
then when my music career started doing shows, I was like really into marketing. And then me, I'm a computer guy, which in the internet you can find yourself marketing all over the world globally. Like if you just find a good website with good tools. So right now, like what do you think? What's one advice? I have a lot of people in my community that they're very beginning at this music stuff. And really this is who we're like targeting here in the sense of the audience, beginner artists that can use your expertise and your knowledge to just start something. So what could you give like somebody that just started and did like they have the idea of being an artist in their head, right? They don't know what to do, not even on, let's say they have a song but they don't know how to market it. What's something that you would do as to drop a song like with your expertise?
I think my biggest thing, and I've noticed this too when I used to host classes for artists and small businesses, especially when it comes to your like campaigning and marketing, is like you have to get your story together first. Because if you don't know your story or why you're doing this, and someone asks you, right, like,
Mm.
what's your new song about, or basically like the questions you're asking me, if you don't know the answer to that or have a solid answer that at least is consistent to every time someone asks you that, I feel like that's when it can get a little
Right, right.
confusing for audiences to take in your artwork, right? So I think that
It's not
you
consistent.
right. And it's because you don't know, you haven't taken the time to sit down. I think there's a lot of people who are just like, oh, check out my new song, right? And then it's just like, okay, but why should I check out your new song? I
Yeah,
think
like okay, check out my new song, but like, what about I check you out? Who are you?
right. So that's the biggest thing. You have to know your reason why behind it. Because if I say, check out my new song because I was going through a really hard time, and I feel like a lot of people can relate to, struggling financially, but then making ends meet on the other end, doing whatever it takes to get there. Now I'm like, okay, well, now I can relate and I want to listen to your song. There's a
Right.
difference there. So I think everyone starting out new, you have to know your why, and you have to really, really get a good understanding of everything you're doing. Like if I ask you why and you don't know an answer, then you need to go back and
Go to
revisit.
go to the drawing board.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I agree. I agree. Knowing your brand, like I'm all about branding. I've been working on just like honestly my face. Oh, I call it my face card. Like just when you're able to. What I think artists are missing is the fact that they It's not that they don't know. It's how could we know if they don't show us?
Mhm.
But personal branding and how you don't have to necessarily like have a huge, you don't have to have a million followers to actually make a living as a musician. All you need to do is structure yourself correctly from the beginning, right? If you're a beginning musician, and if you just structure yourself correctly. And I tell people all the time, like, you want to gain listeners, you want to gain fans, and you want them to know you, but you don't get to know them at all. And it's egocentristic. Like, it's people don't think about how to serve the community. And so the way you do that is by creating an email list, by having your fans information, by somehow, some way, do a giveaway, do a song, do tell people you're about to give them $10 if they just give you their email and their phone number. You do a giveaway, whatever the case you may, but you gain those leads. And if you do that from the beginning and you find personal brand and you just stick to that branding, think about everything. Think about your name, your colors, your aesthetics. Think about everything from the beginning, and then on top of that, find a way to just try to monetize, and you're golden. You have, even if you just have 200 fans, I promise you'll be clearing $2,000, $3,000 a month. Because at the beginning of my career, like that's what I did. I was not popping. I didn't have anything going on, but I always had a product to sell as a musician. And initially it was my skills, then it was merch, then it was digital products, and then digital products is when I was like, oh no, that's it. The digital products is the way to go. So yeah, if my advice for musicians is monetize your career from the beginning, personal brand, like Carly said, and you're golden. You're literally golden.
Yeah, I think it
Mhm.
also comes down to too, like knowing the difference. Because I remember someone asking me when I first started doing music or like getting serious about it. They were like, "There's three paths you take in this music game. One is to make it as fast as you can, stay on trends. Post a new song every other week if you can. The second is if you're actually in this for the art, and those are people who take time with their projects, who don't always like think monetary wise first. They just want to get their art out there, and then
Right.
there's like a middle ground in between it. So you kind of
Mhm.
have to like pick who you are. And for me
Yeah.
personally, I'm more like middle ground. Monetarily, like I know it'll come, but I also don't mind working like a 9 to 5 till I get there, because
You
I
have to.
also like take my art seriously. I don't want to just be like pumping out TikToks and songs and like, just catchy melodies and not even having a meaning behind it, which is great. Some people like to do that. But again, like figure out what artist you are first.
100%. 100%. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of like just um, just come and go people that don't necessarily find themselves on it. Um, and then therefore, unfortunately, they end up in that situation where they can't monetize. They're just doing music. They're dropping music, and although they do end up dropping a whole bunch of music, it could be a long time. But with marketing skills though, like if you have marketing skills, you're golden. There's so many aspects of the music industry that you really have to like tap into while becoming an artist. That to me is kind of, I mean, it's overwhelming sometimes. It's overwhelming sometimes.
I can.
Any hobbies or interests that you have on Kali that you like to do outside of music?
Yeah, I have a lot. I just am all over a creative. So if I'm not doing music, I'm probably dancing, choreographing something, taking a dance
Oh, that's
class.
dope.
I'm really into fashion. So like all the outfits you've ever seen, like in my photo shoots, my performances, my like press runs, it's all me. I love putting that together.
That's dope.
Yeah, fashion, music, dance. I think those are like my three big loves. But outside of that, I mean, I'm from Hawaii, and our biggest value is family, and family is everything to me. Like right now I'm in Seattle for my cousin's wedding.
Oh,
So
are you? Oh, that's dope.
so if I'm not doing any of that, like I'm spending time with my family because they just
Mm-hmm. 100%. Family is everything. I agree with you. Family is absolutely everything. And what about your future plans with your music? What do you got going on with music right now? We're about to get a bit deeper into the future of your like what you're about to drop maybe in the next 6 months. But anything that you've got going on right now with music, like shows, what do you got going on?
Yeah, there's always something going on. But right now it's still fall
100%.
girl season. And so I'm putting out, I have some more singles, 2 to 3 more singles upcoming. I do have one specifically I'm dropping next month and I'm so excited about. And I'm actually going to showcase it at my show this coming Saturday, July 27th in Fort Worth. I'm going to be performing for my good friend Ernie, for Ernie Day Part 3. And I'm just so excited. It's going to be at the Fort Worth Preservation Hall at 8 p.m., I think 7 p.m. But I'm going to be performing my new song there. And then I also have another show coming up in Deep Ellum on August 4th at the Ruins. So got lots
That's
of shows,
dope.
lots of new music
Might
coming.
have to come to Texas, Dallas, and just check out the music real quick. The music scene is dope out there.
Yes, you definitely should come out for sure. I want to go to Arizona too because I've been keeping an eye over there because I have some friends there. I know the music
It's
scene's popping
fire.
over there
It's
too,
fire.
so
It's fire.
I'm gonna
It's
have to
so
come there.
no, you definitely should, especially like on first Fridays. They do like every first of the month, every first Friday of the month. It's literally my backyard. Like I see it from my balcony, but the whole city comes to downtown in one street. Clothes shop and artists are all over the street. Shops and this every first of the month you have an opportunity with hundreds of people to get known, you know? It's insane out here. I'm about to give you guys a couple of gems, a couple products that are gonna help you elevate your music career. Welcome back, y'all. So now we're about to get a little bit into the history of your music. Um, can you tell me initially where you what you wanted to deliver, like what kind of genre you were looking into delivering, and if that genre has evolved into anything else as a musician, or has it stayed consistent as you progress in your career?
Yeah, so originally I really liked doing like early 2000s, late 90s R&B with a twist of like a more modern sound. That's what I was going for because I really liked those like bouncy beats and how fun music was back then. And then just giving it a more modern twist to it to make it my own, which is what Fuck Girl Season is, 1000%.
Okay.
And and where I'm going now with my music, I mean, I feel like every artist kind of evolves. So I'm already into my next season that comes after Fuck Girl Season, and that's gonna be a very different sound for sure. Um, but I feel like every artist has to evolve, especially with the different seasons in life that you're in. So that's where we're taking it.
Perfect. And you've been doing music at this level for about 3 years, you say?
Yeah, I've been taking it seriously for about 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, no, in 3 years music will evolve a lot. um Perfect. And let's see, in your future projects right now, are you working on an album right now?
So right now it's just singles that I'm putting out, but I am currently in the works on a EP.
Perfect, because I know that I see that you dropped lately remix.
Mm-hmm.
That was that you had dropped it by yourself initially, or?
So that's actually my good friend X's song, and he had reached out to me to be on the remix for it. So that one's actually just my own little rendition of his song.
Okay, no, that's awesome. And how long do you combine your music with dancing? Like, do you do choreographies for your own records? Like, is that something that you want to dive into professionally as well with your career, or is it just for fun, really?
Oh no, that's something I want to take very seriously. I always think about, when I do visuals or performances, what can I do to make it an experience? I don't want anyone to just come out and be like, yeah, I've seen Cauliflower perform. I want them to be like, yeah, I was there and it was like a whole fuck girl experience. That's the goal. So I do want to make sure every time I hit the stage, like we have dancers, we have choreography, we have visuals and lights, and it's just like a whole experience.
That's dope. How long have you been trying to create dances for your music? Has that always been like a duo thing, or is it just recently, or were you dancing before even you were doing music?
Yeah, so I was dancing before I was doing music, but I think what inspired me the most is when I saw Victoria Monet's music videos and performances, and I went to her concert actually when she came to Dallas last year, and it just opened my eyes to like going to concerts of when artists just, which don't get me wrong, this is still great because they're very talented, where they're there and they just sing and they walk around versus like having full on choreography, dancers, and just how immersive it felt. And so after I saw that, I was like, yeah, the level I set of expectations for my performances now is like here, and I can't go lower than that.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's actually a pretty good topic. I know, I love that 100%. That's what I enjoy to do if I'm doing a show. Like, you have to go all out, you have to bring people with you, you have to create an experience for the listener.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, like, what I don't like is when people don't give an experience, when they just, they come to a show and they're there for 5 minutes, and at the end of this, I have no memory of what just happened. I can't even remember a lyric of what they said. What I enjoy is when an artist takes their time to create something for the public. I go back to being egocentristic. A lot of artists, they are actually so focused on themselves that they don't think about how to serve the listener, you know respectfully to everybody. but that's good that you take your time in the preparation. And I enjoy the show. I have to come check out one of your shows. I enjoy a good show, and like, because I know how hard it's. I went on tour with Master P like in the initial days of my career, and I was actually a part of an R&B band where
Mm.
I had to do singing and dancing at the same time. That was like my initial, you know, dip into like anything that was professional in the music industry. Had to get in shape, had to, dance for hours every day before the shows, had
Oh,
to, like, literally, it was like harder than a job, but I loved it, so it didn't feel like a job. But yeah, it's preparation. So yeah, that's dope. That's dope. So how long do you usually prepare for a show? Like whenever you do a show, how long do you feel like you need to prepare for a show?
I might give myself a good week, just because I always have other things going on. Like right now, I'm also getting ready for my music video shoot three
Mm-hmm.
days before my show, and still working on other releases and being in the studio. So I give myself about a week, if I know I'll have the time, because I know at least every day for an hour I can practice it. Then I'll be good by the time it comes. But I will say the biggest thing I've learned with getting ready for shows is you also have things you can't get ready for, like technical difficulties might
Every
happen.
time. Single time. There's not a show. There's not gonna be technical difficulties.
Exactly, like all those things. And it used to keep me stuck on stage, I'm not gonna lie, where I was just kind of like, what do I do now? But now, because I'm like, oh, this wasn't what I like practiced for. But now I'm just kind of like, go with the flow. Like, you practiced what you could, so like do what you
Damn
know.
near gotta become a comedian real quick.
No,
No,
like, you're not joking. Absolutely. You have to make sure you're entertaining the whole time, because if the music goes out,
now you're
you
doing
gotta be
stand up.
ready. So that's the biggest thing I'm learning about. But about a week is what I give myself to like get my choreography down, because look, singing and dancing at the same time is not an easy thing to do.
That's hard. It's hard. Like my drummer, he's like he be drumming and rapping and singing at the same time. I'm like, bro, how many thoughts are you having in 1 second? It's insane. Musicians, honestly, they're to me it's insane like how they can perform. Any instruments that you play, any that you want to tap into, or do you enjoy like instruments at all?
I do enjoy instruments. I tried learning the piano for a little bit.
Oh, really?
I want to eventually like get into guitar, but
You play the ukulele, like even I play the ukulele.
it's something about how small the strings are and fingers moving so fast all at once. Like, the coordination. I need to get the coordination down first.
Ukulele is my favorite instrument. I got like a couple of them, and yeah, they're super easy to play. Once you get like hang of them, they're not hard. You should try it and
I will.
add it to your performance. That'll be fire.
No, I
It's
will. It's
part of your culture a little bit.
That's what I was about to say. It's
Yeah,
from Hawaii too, so like, yeah, I gotta bust it out.
I used to be like, I used to watch videos of ukulele artists performing out there, and they're incredible. They're like the street performers. Even the kids out there are incredible at playing ukulele.
Hmm.
It's in y'all's I guess in y'all's blood. So can you describe the difference, from Hawaii to Texas? Like how not just obviously like over there it's prettier and whatnot, but for example, like I felt like one of the big differences that I seen, and this is completely outside of music, but I'm interested in cultures. Um, that I lived in Venezuela, Mexico, and then I went to Texas and whatnot. And one of the first things that I noticed, first things, is that like school out here was super easy. Pretty much school is here is actually the easiest because they just give you the answers. So that's one different culture that I noticed, right? That like in Latino countries, I just felt like school was harder. What's different out there in Hawaii? Like everyday life, like.
I think so much is different, but if you look at like the biggest differences, I think for me it's just like the value and the lifestyle. Because here, the mainland, it's like really fast paced. It's a lot of people who have big dreams, like the American dream, and want to do like, all these things. In Hawaii, I think it's just more like slow paced. I think it's more focused on family and providing for your family, and going to work in the morning, but then getting off work at 3 p.m. and having the rest of the day to spend with your family.
100%.
That that's like the biggest difference. And I think also like the energy too. Like if you've ever been to Hawaii, we talk about the aloha spirit and how just like everyone's always happy and like there's a beautiful rainbow that shines above the island all the time. And
Wow.
it,
It's like
it
paradise.
yeah, like it's just such a happy, and you can feel the energy too. It's such a happy place to be. And not to say like the mainland isn't, but it definitely is a different like vibe and energy for sure. Especially like to your point, talking about like egocentric. I think a lot of people in the mainland are focused on them. Whereas I think like people in Hawaii, it's all about like their family and their friends, and it's more like selfless, I would say.
Right. No, I love a community like that. I've gotten to learn that it's really all about the community. So if that's how it is, I've been wanting to go. I haven't been out there. I've actually have it on my checklist for this year. I believe I'm gonna take a trip out there, probably about for my birthday or something.
Yes,
But
me too.
no, yeah, it's honestly I've been wanting to for quite some time. Hawaii seems like paradise, and I'm from Venezuela. It might not be like the same, but I'm gonna get an ocean and a couple islands, and that'll be enough to remind me of home. So
Yeah.
yeah. So let's see. How about I kind of want to go back a little bit to marketing, just because I feel like I can get a couple of gems out of here, like so that we could drop and feed the community some good strategies.
Yeah.
Let's say you wanted to drop a song. Matter of fact, let's go through a 30-day album release, or let's just say a song release, right? Let's say I'm a initial artist. Right here. I'm looking at your profile, your Instagram profile, very well put together. Nice quality of pictures. I see that you have a theme, right? You're not posting anything extra that's not gonna represent your brand. So let's say a new artist has 30 days to drop, right? And I'm talking gadgets needs to be used. Like what in 30 days, what would you do if you had to drop a song? And let's say your budget is $1,000.
Ooh, I would say for myself, definitely at least a good like 200 of that, maybe even three, should be put towards putting together a team who can get quality visuals for you. And I'm not saying a music video. I think it should be reels and TikTok. Short form content is like the biggest thing right now that I would suggest. So like use a good like $200-300 to get some good footage,
That's
and
dope.
then use that to constantly break it up into, personally, around 15 to 20-second clips, I think is all you need. So if you do your whole song, that's easily like 5 clips you can have to promote the song.
Mm-hmm.
So use that to your advantage to post on TikTok, Reels, Facebook, wherever your like top two biggest social media platforms are. And then I would take another, it's hard because PR campaigns are really expensive. That's
No,
the,
they're extremely expensive.
yeah, that's the thing where it's kind of hard. So I would say in that case, maybe
But
use
but you're an artist in the beginning. You're on a budget right now. You're on
yeah,
a
yeah.
big budget, and you're like, I'm trying to
Oh,
make this one pop off. I got $1,000. They my mom
yeah.
$1,000. She let me borrow them. She think I'm about to pay my car note with it. I'm about to promote this song.
I
What
gotta have a good return on investment.
you feel me?
Um,
You gotta make that money back.
so then I would also use like a good like 200-300 for like promoting those ads on Instagram or TikTok, making sure, because you need at least $100. If you're doing like $20, you're probably not gonna see as much impact or traffic towards your music sites as you want. So definitely use a little bit of those funds to use at least $100 to target specific areas. And here's the biggest thing I don't think artists do. I think they just ideally like to put where they would like their music to be heard, which is great. But also, I think there's stats on Spotify and Apple Music for a reason. And I think it's a big thing to see where your listeners are already at and promote your music in those specific zip codes or like cities. So use some money towards that. And
So
then
let's
there's
say
also,
you spend 250 on visuals, right? Let's say 250 on visuals, 250 on TikTok ads. So let's say you get a nice little team, right, on your city, somebody that's coming up. You pay them 250. You're in a budget right now, so they're gonna work you a nice little, let's say 15 clips, 15 seconds, nothing too crazy, just high quality clips, nothing too edited either, right? Like just some, and then you spend 250 to promote those same clips, right? Now
yeah,
you got $500, and your song is uploaded. Let's say you just uploaded on YouTube, and this let's say you got DistroKid. And if you need DistroKid, I'll leave the description in the bottom, and you can just go ahead and open up an account with them. That's about $50, right? Yearly, $60. Let's say you say $50. So you're out $550 to upload your song and make your music videos and then run ads. So you got $450 to do what?
$450. Well, let's go ahead and take another 100 out of that for like the props and stuff we had to use for the visuals, right? You probably had to buy a new outfit. You probably had to rent a space. You probably had it. So we're down to,
you're going on a good budget with 100 for an outfit.
Yeah, no, here's my thing. Amazon, go ahead and buy it. And if you ain't gonna keep it, go ahead and return it. You can get that $100 back to your budget.
Game. Okay. Yeah. Like game.
But so we're there, right? And I think another good thing too would be websites like Submit Hub. I think if you're starting out and you don't know how to pitch yourself to media outlets, Submit Hub is a great website. You can go online, get some credits, and then you can pitch your songs essentially to blogs, playlisters, other media outlets. They even have influencers now. So I put it at
submit.com?
submithub.com. Yeah. Okay, Submit Hub. So go ahead and put another 100, maybe 150 into credits for that. And granted, they won't always pick up your music, but the good thing about Submit Hub is they'll still give feedback on what they think. But again, to all artists, I would take that feedback with a grain of salt because, you know, everyone has their own personal preferences. I once did Submit Hub and got onto a playlist that really helped. I also did Submit Hub once and they said I sounded too mainstream, which I don't think is a bad thing. But again, everybody has their own opinions.
Like, no, you sound too good.
Yeah, it's like, we don't want this on our playlist. It's too mainstream.
Wow, that's wild. Yeah, no, some playlists, they're just meant for nonsense, you know?
And then, you know, with the rest of the budget, I'd honestly say like do some street promotion. Like whether that's I see a lot of people now making those graffiti stamps and then using like spray paint to like spray it on the grounds around the city.
No, yeah,
right. Like stickers they put around. And when you have shows too, like you want to leave people with something. So when you start getting shows or wanting to promote your music that way, have some stickers or have like a picture you can autograph for people. I would say definitely invest that in some sort of merch that's tangible that people can have when you're not around them.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. My biggest thing when people do shows is like leave the audience with something. And that's the biggest thing. If you go do a show and the artist doesn't promote in the sense of doesn't leave anything to the audience when he's not there, by the moment they're drunk their third drink, they forgot about your name, you know? So that's huge. So that was $100. That was $1,000. And you know, obviously, like if anybody wanted to scale that, and if anybody has any other strategies, just drop them in the comments. But for the most part, if you spend $250 on visuals, and if you spend those $250, that next $250 to promote those visuals, right? And I do the one gem that I tell artists to do is before you even upload your songs to streaming profiles, platforms, create a post on your TikTok and on your Instagram with that song and then use that sound to elevate the song. Because if you try to use the song afterwards, and let's say for any reason you're like a monetized account or a commercial account on TikTok, you'll not be able to use that song anymore. It's gonna be actually in a net of songs that are not commercialized, because just DistroKid or regular distribution is not gonna allow you to do that. You have to have a company behind you. And so I recommend artists to create a post with their song first before they even drop the song on distro or United Masters, whatever, and then promote that ad. And then spend about $50 to $60 on your distribution center, which could be distro, United Masters. She said spend about $100 on the outfit. She said make sure you get that budget right and spend $100 on the outfit. And spend $100 on Submit Hub, and I would take that advice from her 100%. I'm gonna go check them out right now. And then $250 on street promotion, which is absolutely great to do. Make sure the city and the community knows who you are. Make sure you are serving the community somehow, and you'll be golden. With $1,000, you blow up in the city. Yep. Yeah, no, that's great advice, honestly. Appreciate that. Again, Cauliflower, I really appreciate your time today. It was a pleasure meeting you. I wish to hopefully see one of your shows very soon. I have a couple of things going on in Texas, so hopefully not only could we do a show together, but you know that I am a producer myself, and I got somewhat of an R&B vibe in my vault right there hitting. So I got your email, and I'm gonna send you away the Alexsoy vocal template, which you can learn a little bit about in my school community if you want to learn how to use it. And if you have any questions, of course, you can call me. Anything that you want to say to your followers, to your listeners, to your audience about your upcoming projects, where they can find you, and how they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to say really quick, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate being able to share conversations like this, not just for us to have a good conversation, but for the community to learn things too. So it means a lot that you even reached out to have me today. So thank you. But yes, you know, it's your girl Cauliflower. You can find me everywhere across socials at Kali the Girl. That's Kali the Girl. It's still fuck girl season, so if you rocking with me, if you if you hold your breath till your face turn purple when love is in the air, definitely check out my music. It's a really fun vibe. Also, again, my shows I have coming up a lot in Dallas, but I do eventually want to get out, and Phoenix is one of my next places I want to hit soon. So I'm definitely going to be reaching out to you about that. But I really appreciate it, and I just want to leave everyone with this message of, you know, if you have something in your soul, in your spirit, in your intuition that's telling you to go after it, just listen to that and have faith in yourself. There's going to be a lot of times where people are not clapping for you, not cheering you on, and you do have to be your biggest fan and supporter. But at the end of the day, if it's something you really want, God will always provide it for you. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure. Again, make sure you guys follow her, Kali the Girl, on Instagram. She's got an album out, or an EP right now. I've been having it on repeat ever since she sent me an email with a whole bunch of content. I started diving into your music. I really appreciate your time. Make sure you guys tap into, you got a YouTube as well, correct?
Yes, it's also Kali the Girl. Yep.
Perfect. Make sure y'all tap into the YouTube, subscribe, like, comment. The most important thing that you could do for an artist is just subscribe to other platforms. I promise you it means a lot, because then they can share with you what they have. So make sure you guys tap in with her. Any questions that you guys have about marketing, make sure you guys hit her up, right? Make sure you guys get informed about how to market, and maybe get with her team if you're in Dallas, and they can help. Maybe you can even do a business about marketing artists. Like, that could be what one thing that I tell a lot of artists is, first, like, initially, me, I don't want to jump back into the interview, but damn, me initially, when I was using my skill as audio engineering to make money, to use it for my music, and marketing is the biggest thing for artists, right? So let me know if you want to get some like business moves started. We'll do something together. Marketing Phoenix, marketing Dallas. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
All right, Kali, I really appreciate your time, and see you next time. We'll have an episode too. We need some more gems from you.
Yes, we'll see you next time. Thank you.